The mirror fogged up from the hot shower. But I could still see the scar, jagged and fresh across my forearm. I froze. Heart pounding like a drum in my chest. When the door creaked open. Willow stood there. Her eyes widening in the steamy haze. Everly? Oh God. What happened? Her voice cracked. Not with disgust. But raw concern that hit me like a freight train. That was the moment everything shattered and rebuilt itself. I'd hidden it for months, the self-inflicted cuts. The quiet battles in my head over who I really was. Living in bustling Brooklyn. Teaching history to rowdy high school kids by day. And wrestling with my unspoken love for women by night. Willow. My roommate and closest friend. The sharp-witted lawyer who breezed through courtrooms like she owned them. Had no idea. Or so I thought. She didn't scream or back away. Instead, she stepped in. The door clicking shut behind her with a soft thud that echoed in the tiny bathroom. The air smelled of my lavender soap mixed with her faint perfume, jasmine. Always jasmine. She grabbed a towel from the rack. Her hands trembling slightly as she pressed it gently against the wound. Talk to me, she whispered. Her blue eyes locking onto mine. Pulling me from the edge I'd been teetering on. I sank to the cold tile floor. Knees buckling under the weight of it all. The city outside hummed faintly, honking taxis. Distant sirens, but in here. It was just us. The drip-drip of the faucet marking time like a heartbeat. I can't keep pretending, I choked out. Tears mixing with the steam on my face. I'm gay. Willow. And it's killing me inside. Hiding from everyone. From you? Her breath hitched. A small gasp that sliced through the tension. She knelt beside me. Her tailored skirt pooling on the damp floor. Not caring about the mess. Her hand found mine. Fingers intertwining with a warmth that sent shivers up my spine. Everly, she said. Her voice steady now. Laced with something deeper than friendship. I've known. For a while. And I'm right there with you. The words hung in the air. Electric and unbelievable. My pulse raced. A mix of fear and hope crashing like waves. Known? How? We'd shared this cramped apartment for 2 years, late-night pizza runs after her long depositions. Binge-watching true crime docs on Netflix. Laughing over bad dates with guys neither of us really wanted. But I'd caught her glances. The way her eyes lingered a second too long when I changed shirts or danced around the kitchen to old Motown records. I saw the way you looked at that barista last month, she continued. Her thumb tracing circles on my palm. A soothing rhythm against my chaos. The one with the tattoos. And it mirrored how I've been looking at you. Scared to say it. Because what if it ruined us? The confession unlocked something in me, a floodgate of emotions I'd dammed up since college. When I'd first realized my crushes weren't on the boys in class. Growing up in a small Midwest town. I'd learned to bury it deep. Moving to New York for freedom that felt more like isolation. Teaching kids about revolutions and civil rights. All while fighting my own quiet war. Willow. From a liberal Seattle family. Seemed so put together. Her life a straight line of successes. But here she was. Vulnerable. Her usual confidence cracking to reveal the same fears. We sat there for what felt like hours. The morning light filtering through the frosted window. Casting a soft glow on our faces. She bandaged my arm with careful touches. Her fingers lingering. Sending sparks through my skin. This stops now, she murmured. Her voice firm but tender. You're not alone in this. We're in it together. That day blurred into a whirlwind. We skipped work, me calling in sick to my principal with a shaky excuse. Her rescheduling a client meeting without a second thought. We wandered Central Park. The crisp autumn air carrying the scent of roasted chestnuts from street vendors. Leaves crunched under our boots. A satisfying snap that mirrored the shift in us. She held my hand openly. Her grip sure. As joggers and dog walkers passed by without a glance. In this city of millions? We were just two women finding each other. But doubt crept in like shadows lengthening at dusk. That night? Back in our apartment? The weight of reality hit. What if this changes everything? I asked. Curled on the couch. Her arm around me. The TV flickered with some forgotten rom-com. But our story felt more real. More fraught. Your job, corporate law, isn't exactly progressive. And my school. Parents could freak out. She sighed. A deep, weary exhale that vibrated against my shoulder. I know. It's terrifying. But hiding hasn't helped either of us. Remember that case I won last week? The one for the LGBTQ center? It reminded me why I do this, to fight for people like us. Her words wrapped around me like a blanket. Warm and reassuring. But the undercurrent of risk lingered. The next weeks tested us. Whispers at my school when a colleague spotted us at a pride event in the village, rainbow flags waving. Music thumping through the streets. Willow's firm partners raised eyebrows at her new distraction. We argued. Voices rising in the kitchen over takeout boxes. The clang of forks punctuating our fears. Are we moving too fast? I'd snap. Pacing the worn hardwood floors. She'd pull me close. Her lips brushing my forehead. Or just finally catching up? One stormy evening. Thunder rumbling like distant artillery. It peaked. I found her at her desk. Papers scattered. Eyes red from crying. My boss pulled me aside today, she admitted. Voice breaking. Said my personal life might affect client trust. The rain pelted the windows. A relentless tattoo that matched my rising anger. I wanted to scream. To shatter something. But instead, I knelt before her. Cupping her face. Then we fight. Together. Like you taught me. That vulnerability bonded us deeper. We sought therapy, group sessions in a cozy Brooklyn brownstone. Surrounded by others sharing their stories. The smell of fresh coffee and the murmur of supportive voices became our sanctuary. Slowly, we built a life, weekend brunches in Williamsburg. Her cheering at my students' history fair. Me waiting with wine after her late nights. Months later, on a bright spring morning, we stood in that same bathroom, the site of our unraveling and rebirth. No fog this time. Just clear light streaming in. She slipped a simple ring on my finger. Her eyes shining. Marry me, Everly. Let's show the world what unexpected love looks like. I nodded. Tears of joy blurring my vision. The scar on my arm now a faint reminder of where I'd been. Her reaction that day hadn't been rejection, it was the key to freedom. In a country still grappling with acceptance. We'd carved our own path, messy, real, and profoundly ours. Word count, 1023.